keep him the fuck away from Max Holloway. Like
Of
you're not
course.
you're not fighting him.
You're watching Calfkicksports podcast.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Calfkicksports. My name's Ashley, as you guys already know, and today I'm joined by Raymond of the Weighing In podcast, and we're breaking down the main event between Ilia Topuria and Josh Emmet last night. What a performance, eh, Raymond? What do you think of it?
He steps up. This was his first main event, I believe. And then, listen, man, certain people, when it comes to the big moments, they freeze up. But that guy stepped up, and kudos to him because Josh Emmett was a tough test. He just fought for the interim title. And listen, man, well performance by Ilia Topuria, and also well performance by Josh Emmett because this guy, that's called having a dog in you because
100%.
that fourth round was so horrible to watch. And the fact that they let him fight on with the busted eye, and he came out the fifth round swinging,
Yeah.
kudos to Josh Emmett as well.
No, I mean, I was surprised. What was mainly surprised is when I was watching it the first time last night, I actually thought the corner might throw in the towel because his eye was, yeah, as you said, his eye was busted, but that was from round two. So he was
Yeah,
fighting with no eye, yeah, from round two. And then in fourth round, that was an absolute mauling, like just getting ground and pounded, like beaten up. What was mostly impressive? Ilia
what's
Toporia's
that?
cardio. Like,
Yeah, he held up because he's had a lot of early finishes as well. So I think a lot of people, including the commentary, were wary of you look good when you start off well, but how do you fare when time goes by and you got to bide your time, but you can't just put the guy away. And he showed that, I've got a good gas tank as well. And that was my thing is sometimes you need those good tests to show that you're ready for the next level.
yeah. What I was mainly impressed with was the fact that he was just so composed out there. He was throwing that jab. He wasn't trying to hunt for the finish. I think when he hurt him badly in round two, I just watched that sequence after the knockdown. He wasn't
Yeah,
just running in to just like try and finish him because he knows Josh Emmett is a very dangerous opponent. That
yeah,
being said, he looked great against Josh Emmett, and Josh Emmett isn't a bad fighter by no means at all, but he's quite limited in some of the skill set that he possesses, yeah,
yeah.
compared to the top three. For example, he doesn't really throw leg kicks. I was really surprised he didn't throw any leg kicks at all in this fight. Like he
It
barely
was
threw.
just like he threw leg kicks after his legs got damaged. So
Yeah.
that's another like tool that Tory used is like the way he would like do a barrage of punches. And when you think he's just gonna be done, he'll throw in a calf kick, no pun intended. And then yeah, it was just like we'll just chop into Josh. And once again, shout out to Josh Emmett because he took a
Mate,
lot of damage and kept on coming forward. Like he'll just shake it off and then he'll just keep going forward.
at age 38 as well, you'd expect the durability to go down a little bit. I don't
Man,
think he's ever been really knocked out unconscious. I know he got stopped by Jeremy Stevens.
Jeremy
Yeah,
Stevens, yeah.
he got stopped, but he wasn't out cold or anything like that.
To the
He's
best of my knowledge, no, he hasn't been stopped. And
no,
I think because his career's been stop and start, so I think it's worked in his favor that he hasn't taken as much damage in terms of wear and tear of battle. But yeah, like that was my second biggest takeaway from this fight was Josh Emmett, man.
dog, yeah, man.
What a dog. But back to Ilya, I think yeah, it was a very good performance. I still feel I know they were calling for him to get a title shot after this fight
Yeah,
because everyone else Volker's beaten. I still feel like he needs one more win. And
agreed.
I've been having this chat with obviously our group chat, our MMA group chat,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then another one of my friends' group chat as well regarding who should Ilya face next. But me personally, keep him away from Max Holloway
Yes,
because
we
Max
discussed it
Holloway
earlier.
murks everybody that is not Volkanovski. He
Yeah,
will murk everyone that's not Volkanovski. And even the fact that Yair Rodriguez is facing Volk, and I think maybe what 2 fights ago, Max beat up
exactly,
Yair.
exactly,
Like
exactly.
that's very recent.
Yeah,
So I'm just like keep Max Holloway away from Topuria because I think we already had the issue when Max took out Arnold Allen, which annoyed me because I wanted Arnold Allen to get the title shot before he faced Max. But I get it. He had to go through a tough test. He's
Yeah.
basically Ilya's in the position that Arnold Allen was in, that you need to fight a top guy before
Yes.
facing Volk, but
Top
avoid
three for
Max at the
sure.
same time. Yeah.
Yeah, top
So I
three.
think who is left?
Brian
There's
Ortega is a good one. Brian Ortega is very good.
Brian Ortega. I think that's who we were discussing in the group chat. Brian Ortega or Arnold Allen. And I think
Yeah.
Arnold Allen wanted Brian Ortega as well. So for me, I think even think that's a good matchup. If they do Arnold Allen versus Topuria, that would make sense because then I guess for Arnold Allen, he's top 5, if I'm
Yeah.
correct.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
The only gripe I've got, I mean, it's not a major gripe, and I suppose you could still sell it after Ilia if he wins against Arnold
yeah.
Allen. Arnold Allen's coming off a loss against Max Holloway, which is fair enough.
That's where I think
You
that's
know,
the asterisk with Arnold Allen's loss is like coming off a loss to Max Holloway in a
yeah.
spirited loss as well. It wasn't domination, it was a
No, no,
spirited
no, no,
loss.
definitely not.
So I
Yeah,
think that's why it doesn't look too bad to have him on your resume. And because he's well rounded, it will help Ilya because I feel like Ilya put in a good performance, but I still feel like there's room to improve. But I also think he's shown that he's got the potential to as well. That's the
100%.
big thing.
Yeah.
I think he still needs to level up if he wants to challenge Volk. But I also think that Ilya has that ability in him to level up. It just now is you got to be careful of who you match him up with next
Yeah.
to send him into that Volkanovski fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think the UFC's got a quite a clear plan as to how they want to do. I mean, they fed Arnold Allen to Max Holloway, but let's be honest, I don't think Arnold Allen's a massive name. So the UFC isn't going to be, they're not going to try and push him really too hard,
Yeah,
which is unfortunate because he's a massive name. Well, he's a
quite the
big name.
talent.
Yeah, he's a big
Yeah,
name in the UK. But what I think the UFC are planning to do, it's just kind of my own theory, is they're going to try and build up a rising contender, keep him the fuck away from Max Holloway. Like
of course.
you're not fighting him. They're going to hopefully, they would want him to possibly beat Volkanovski, and then if he beats Volkanovski a second time, because they'll give Volkanovski
Yeah,
two attempts, then they'll start putting the Max Holloway title fights on again,
of
which
course. Yeah,
always sells, doesn't it? So
yeah.
I think that's also one of the strategies of the UFC. But just going back to Ilya versus Volk, yeah, because you mentioned you don't think he's quite ready there. Now, there's a few things I did kind of think about when I was watching this fight. When Ilya was fighting Emmett, there's a couple of things I feel like Volk would have absolutely capitalized on. Number one, there was no takedowns attempted whatsoever in this fight.
That is
Josh,
why for me
yeah,
he needs one more match. But sorry, go on.
no, no, and Josh Emmett, he's an okay wrestler. He's a good wrestler. Like obviously he's got a college wrestling background, but he's never been the type to just kind of dogs like wrestle.
Yeah,
Excuse the phrase, just wrestle fuck someone for the whole bout. Whereas Volkanovski, he can mix it up very well. He's gonna be throwing leg kicks as well. Volkanovski's not
yeah.
just trying to box you.
That is a proper mixed martial artist. Volk is a
Exactly.
proper mixed martial artist. Yeah.
So I just feel at this point, Ilya looks great. He looks amazing, yeah, in the last fight. But as you said, I don't think he's quite ready there, and I tend to agree. Honestly, we haven't
He
seen enough.
needs, yeah, I think he needs one more just to show his well-roundedness. And I think he needs not the heaviest grappler, but someone that will mix it up. That's why I said I lean towards Arnold Allen more because I feel like Arnold Allen is well-rounded enough that will give Ilya the test to show out all his skills. And at the same time, it's also a good fight for Arnold Allen. Because if he beats Topuria,
Yeah, he's back in there.
he's back in there.
Yeah,
Even though I believe he's called out Brian Ortega. And even Brian Ortega's another one if they want to put him against Ilya. And I was saying this in another group chat. Where did Paddy the Baddy dodge a bullet? He dodged a
mate,
bullet.
that would have been
This
execution.
guy, Topuria wanted to kill him.
Jesus Christ!
And my goodness, Topuria would have done it.
Having
Topuria
said
would
that,
have.
yeah, he lost. He was getting his ass kicked, yeah, against the lightweight, who isn't.
Oh, Jai Herbert,
That's the one, yeah, Jai Herbert.
that renegade. Yeah.
Black Country Banger. I think that's him, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, Black Country Banger, yeah.
Fucking sick name. But yeah, he was doing, and granted, this is a year and a half ago. Ilia Topuria is 26 now. A year and a
Yeah.
half, yeah, as a 26-year-old MMA fighter, that's a hell of a lot of time to improve, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, for
Which is
sure.
fair enough. But he still lost. He's still getting his ass kicked by him quite handily. Now, I agree. I do think Paddy would get beaten up like pretty badly. But size difference, man, it's a massive size difference, don't you think?
Yes and no, but remember that was at lightweight, whereas
Yeah.
Paddy is at featherweight still, isn't it?
No,
Is
Paddy's
that
at lightweight.
is that lightweight? Sorry, I'm mistaken for his old days. I
No,
even
no,
still think at lightweight, I think Topuria would have him.
I don't know, man. I
Because
mean,
Topuria, do you know?
I would bet on Ilya, but I can't say I can't say 100% for sure. It's
I think for
yeah,
certain, especially seeing how the Jared Gordon fight went,
yeah, that's
I
true.
was just like, nah. That's when I was just like, do you know what? I honestly think that Topuria has him, but that's neither here or there. Speedy recovery to Paddy. Whenever his next fight is, we'll see. But that would have just been an interesting story to make, especially I think Paddy tried to downplay Topuria and how good he was. And then the irony is, look how Paddy looked after trying to downplay Topuria, and look how
Yeah, I
Topuria's
know.
looked ever since. So, yeah, shout out to Topuria.
He's been humbled pretty badly, like after that as well, which is
Oh, that Jared Gordon fight was hard to watch, man.
Jesus,
He got
it's
screwed over.
madness because he still thinks he won it as well, Paddy, which is ridiculous. But
No comment, man.
I personally think Ilya isn't gonna. If they offer Ilya Paddy, he's probably not going to take it because he's on a trajectory
Oh no, no,
to
no,
get
no.
tired, isn't it?
Yeah, it's too far gone. He's chasing greatness. You
Yeah.
only do that type of thing where it's just like you're in the middle of the pack and
Yes.
then you got no direction. But Ilya right now is chasing greatness. He's near a title shot more than Paddy himself in his respective division. So yeah, just focus on both fighters, focus on improving yourselves, and if that the fight's there down the line, if anything. So we'll see.
So I've got one final question for you, Raymond. Yeah. So we're all talking about Alex Volkanovski versus Ilia Topuria. Now let's see I wouldn't say unthinkable because we've been MMA fans for a while now. We've seen upsets before. What would you say would happen between Yair Rodriguez? What if Yair Rodriguez wins it? And I'm going to say somehow because I don't think he's going to win it. But if he wins
Yeah.
it, and you have Yair Rodriguez versus Ilia Topuria, how do you think that goes? I think that's a good fight as well.
If Yair can beat Volk, I'm leaning towards Yair.
Mm.
I'm leaning towards Yair. If he finds a way to beat Volk, then I have to lean towards Yair. Because my only thing is, Topuria's shown that he mainly likes striking as his go-to.
Yes. Yeah, he likes the
And
hand.
if you're not going to mix it up enough against someone like Yair, that's going to be very scary for you because he uses longer levers in his legs. So I'll still lean towards Yair, but like I said, Topuria's got the potential to grow even more. So it'll be interesting to see how he looks to evolve his game. So that would be the most interesting thing for me. And in all honesty, if Yair was to win, let me tell you something. UFC are rubbing their hands saying, Max Holloway, here you go.
That is
There
true.
is no way, and I mean no way, that if Yair somehow manages to beat Volk, the UFC ain't finding a way to put Max right back
Nah,
in there.
rematch, man. No, surely. He's
You
a
know,
top
it would.
champion.
Everything just depends. Because imagine Volk loses and it just said, "F, I'm getting lightweight."
Yeah, but he's not gonna get a title shot at lightweight.
Hey, that's true, yeah. But yeah, he would get the title shot. But I'm sure Max will be in the shadows lurking, thinking, rubbing his hands, saying, I dare you to lose against you. I dare you to lose against A and see if I don't like go in and swoop in.
No, you could.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. Like I said, Ilya was impressive performance. I still feel like there's one more level to go, and he can go that next level. So I just think he needs the right matchup next to prepare for Volk because yeah, as good of a striking performance as it was, Volk ain't gonna come in there like Josh Emmet did.
Yeah,
Volker's going to be way
100%.
more dynamic. Volker's going to
100%.
be way more tactical, way more technical, way more precise. So, but this is one of those wins that you need under your belt to show you're going in the direction, and got that. And like I said, once again, shout out to Josh Emmet, because that was a fantastic show of grit by him. That
Definitely.
Ilia didn't also buckle to that pressure, because there's a lot of people that are front runners and would have, but Ilia showed he's the real deal.
100%, man. Yeah, and as you said earlier, I do feel like he needs another fight. Just to show different tools as well. Like it's one thing being Josh Emmet, but then when you get to the top three dogs, it's just a whole different ball game, isn't it? But yeah, Raymond, thanks for coming on, man.
Love as always. Thank you for
Great
having me on,
breakdown
man.
as always. Nice short one today. I thought we'll just keep it nice and snappy because
Yeah, for
weather's
sure.
out and we might as well just enjoy the sun while it's still out, man. It's the UK.
Indeed, indeed.
But yeah, man, Ray, I'm gonna give you the final word. You plug yourself. Tell the folks where they can find you as well. And take from here.
People, thank you for tuning to Calf Kick. If you want to hear more from me and my team, that is stay weighed in, all one word. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, I believe TikTok. But stay weighed in, all one word. Tune in.